The world as we know it is gone. What we called the mad virus appeared out of nowhere. It made people turn extremely violent, aggressive, and unrestrainable. Soon later, the infected became bloodthirsty, more like vampires than human. There was chaos, panic, and war for survival. Desperate people were just as dangerous as the virus itself. Even our loved ones could become a threat. The infection spread quickly throughout the entire globe. Every region, every country, every city. Drastic measures were taken to get rid of the infected, but they all failed. The last chance for those who seemed immune was to hide in underground shelters, ones that we improvised in garages and basements, loaded with food, water, and air filtration systems. These were the places where we survived, sealed from the outside. For so long, we waited for any signal, any info that a cure had been found, or the situation stabilized. Instead, we listened as the world grew quiet. Our resources were becoming depleted. Life support systems were failing. And just as we were losing all hope, we received a distant call.
To all survivors, the infection is in decline. Seek others and rebuild.
This was the impulse we needed. There were others out there. We could come back to the surface. No more hiding. From the ruins of the old world, we will build our new home.
Now this is an interesting one. Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome to our first look at a base-building post-apocalyptic RTS game known as Infection Free Zone. And as the name implies, we'll be coming out of the bunkers in the basements of the post-apocalyptic era and try to reclaim Earth's surface against all these infected and build bases and fortified structures across the map in order to liberate humanity, basically, from all these zombies everywhere. Now, the coolest thing that I've seen about this game is that it actually uses real geographic data, which means maps. So if you wanted to try your skills in your own town of your knowledge of local structures like the local grocery store or police station, or if you wanted to try to survive in a random city like, I don't know, somewhere in Manhattan in New York, or Beijing, San Diego, or Chicago, you can drop into these locations and the map will take real world data of railroad tracks, hospitals, like literally like grocery stores that you might know by name, McDonald's, for example, or Walmart's, and literally make them locations that you and your team can visit. And that's really cool, and that's something that immediately caught my attention, and I hope you find to be interesting too. If you're interested in more of this, by the way, make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and of course, as always, let me know what you think of this game and other games you'd like to see down below in the comments section. I'd love to see what your thoughts are. Let's go ahead and jump into the game right now and take a look at the map selection. Obviously, it is the entire map of the world. We could even try to survive a zombie outbreak in Antarctica, but as you can see here, it's heavily trying to zoom in on like New York and some of these other selected destinations. So, but yes, it is a whole world map, and as you can see, we can go anywhere in the globe. A lot of these green dots are major cities, or at least regions that they would suggest, but we can type in any major city and also look at latitude and longitude for any of these locations too. So pretty cool to see that. Now, it will download real world data from the, I guess, wherever they're pulling it from, Bing or Google Maps or whatever, through their own servers, and then try to recreate it that way. So if we, for example, zoom in on Chicago, it does take a little while to load, but eventually it will. So it's a little slow at the start, but once you've downloaded your area, it will go pretty quickly. So if we take a look here at, like, for example, New York, now that it's had a little bit of time to download, it will load rather quickly. So you can see here, yeah, obviously, Lower Manhattan, and some of the areas you might recognize, including Ellis and Liberty Island, etc. So, pretty cool to see, and it loads rather quickly, and we can also create a base anywhere within this initial square, and then the dotted line on the outside is as far as we can expand in the future. So basically we need to try to set up a base in the middle and then scout everything around us to try to clear it. And so I guess the effort would be each and every survivor on Earth would be tasked with securing a city block. Now, obviously, in a city like New York, that's a gargantuan amount of territory to cover vertically and subterranean too, and so starting with like 4 or 5 people to do all of this would be an insane task. Now, for those of you wondering if this is multiplayer, I've not seen anything like that at the moment, and there's also no release date for Infection Free Zone, which again, remember, is the name of this game today, but they confirm that, of course, development is still ongoing, and this is just kind of an early access first peek at things. So anyway, I want to try some of my knowledge. Being from Minnesota, I know the area around Minneapolis rather well. Not great, but better than I would Manhattan, so Minneapolis is kind of the home area for me. So let's go ahead and jump there and see what we can do. We're going to go ahead and take a look at, I guess, this area that they've randomly selected. The lake down here is Bidimakaska, and this is kind of the area known as Uptown. There's a lot of restaurants here, and so it might be a good spot to try to find a lot of food and a lot of other survivors. So, yeah. And a great thing is, too, you can also take over large landmarks. So if you wanted to go to, like, for example, this is an international airport down here, Minneapolis-St. Paul International. Imagine instead of trying to secure a city, you're trying to secure a massive landmark like a power plant, like a nuclear reactor, or a military base that you might know of by you, and trying to secure that. And that's really what reminds me a lot of Project Zomboid that way, where you try to go to a military base or a police station or a prison, try to clear it out, and then fortify it. So this could be a really good opportunity to find things like fuel and possibly maybe guns. Maybe the military was here. There is a National Guard base attached to this international airport too, and they have C-130s, so there could definitely be military equipment and lots of food too inside the terminal. So anyway, let's go back over to Lake Street and find Bidimakaska again right up here, and we'll go ahead and jump right into this region here. And let's go ahead and load in. All right, let's begin. All right, time to pick our base. Now, it's very important that before we choose our base, we find an area that's got, of course, things like medicine and food and weapons that we can definitely make use of when we finally fortify our base. Here we have a grocery store, and to the right of that we have a pharmacy. So those are going to be paramount for our initial survival. Now, any of these buildings in white we can turn into a base, but it's very important that we mind the size of the building, and yeah, size matters when it comes to trying to house as many survivors as we can. This small building here on the corner can hold 12 with 148 for its storage capacity. The building up here can hold 31 with 388, so we want to find something a little larger, possibly like this building. There we go, 33 with 411 storage capacity. Now, before we pick this building, it's a good idea for us to kind of scout around a little bit, because we will lose a little bit of this line of sight. Once we choose our base, we won't be able to see what's around us anymore, and only scouts on the top of the building will be able to see the immediate area. So if you're unfamiliar with it, it's a good idea to get a grasp of the land and see where exactly, you know, like a police station or a hospital or a bridge or a choke point might be, to where you could build your defenses and or where you can hunker down when things get a little too heated. Lots of buildings up here to make fortifications with, and lots of larger buildings that will take longer to search too. Our squads will take a long time to search larger buildings, so it's a good idea to kind of start small and nearby, or go for buildings that you know, like for example the grocery store, that are more than likely to have things that you definitely need. All right, let's get started here with this building. We'll confirm that as our HQ, our area of operations.
Operator, this is First Squad Leader. We made our way out. The neighborhood looks deserted. We'll have to scavenge the nearby buildings for any useful resources.
All right, and that's going to be food first and foremost. Yep, look for food.
Okay, find something to eat as fast as possible.
We're going straight to that grocery store across West... Oh, actually, look at this. It lists the streets that they're on, too, West 28th Street, and that's where we want to go in order to... That's their... I think that's their destination then, or no, this is where they're currently at. So we want to go down here to this, I think this is West 28th Street down here. And the game does a really good job of trying to put in different buildings in an area where it can't create every single building on Earth, so it tries to fit what it can where it can. So things that are marked as grocery stores, things that are marked as pharmacies will have different symbols above them too. Here it says to press F, or rather V, for resource view. So you can see here a little pill up above the pharmacy, where it's likely that we're to find that. Hardware stores and other things like alcohol will be marked too. So we have restaurants here which might have food ingredients that might need to be prepared. And we also have things like wine and whatnot, which could be good for antiseptics or antibiotics or whatnot. You know, basically sanitizing a wound or something like that or whatever. Or just for enjoyment. All those things could be considered in a situation like this. Let's make ourselves another squad. If we go up here to our squad command, we can create a secondary squad. We can also see a lot of information about our squad members too, so they can all carry handguns at the start, but eventually we can give them assault rifles, we can give them armor, and possibly a larger resource capacity or storage to then bring back more items when they go out into the field. Again, very important that we start close to base, but eventually we're going to have to stretch out our efforts to try to go elsewhere and try to discover larger buildings further away, which is going to be much more dangerous, and operations may take more than a day. Here it's time's going rather quickly. We're on ×1 speed, but it's almost already noon, and we've got to get back to base before about 20 or 2200, and that's when the Horde is going to come out. Lots of Hordes, and they could surround our teams, and we could lose them, especially if they have valuable equipment, valuable training, and or valuable people. That's going to be bad times. Now, death, of course, is part of war. That's kind of what we're fighting right now against the infected. So it's going to be something to be expected, but definitely something to try to avoid as long as possible. All right, this first group down here, hey, they've already found 2 food inside the grocery store. That's great. We now need to bring back 4. Actually, this team found 1 as well. Excellent. So they can bring it all the way back to HQ, as well as anything else they find. Something like a assault rifle or anything like that would be very, very useful for us. Let's create another squad. And let's try to have them start searching the immediate area just next to our HQ building. See if we can get them out. Actually, they can also guard the HQ too, so if the enemy comes nearby, that means more people shooting. And that's going to be very good too. Alright, grocery store should be clear shortly. Any moment now, and then we'll go across the street to this large building. Excellent work. Now, these buildings are still very dangerous. Infected don't like the sunlight, so they're going to be in these dark corners of every building. So our teams might be fighting them right now, and there is a chance that we could lose people. But anytime a building's clear, we move on to the next one, and it looks like we found just enough food now, so we got to collect them and bring them back to HQ. Before we do that, let's take as much time as we can to search all the buildings before we lose daylight, and also try to secure this immediate block. Now, we can build guard towers in this game and other structures, so we can build warehouses and shelters. We can build all sorts of things for farming and for production, such as weapons and also tools. We can build defenses, wooden palisades and brick walls and barbed wire. We can also build watchtowers, which I think we'll construct on either side of the block now to fight against any hordes that might come in for the night. And workers from our HQ will start making their way out onto the streets to build those. You can kind of see them right now, kind of scurrying over to the construction sites. Yeah, they're bringing all the equipment that they can. So, yeah, we got to keep searching. So, yeah, a good idea to play this game on slow because a lot is going on at the same time. Every second is going to count when it comes to trying to stop the horde and trying to defend a city block, then multiple city blocks, then almost all of the city itself. And look at all those locations. All these buildings are searchable. That's insane. That's going to take a very long time to go block to block, house to house, and check all those buildings in the northeast, south, and west. It's a big task. If you've ever done it before in Project Zomboid, that's a lot of fun and takes a crazy amount of coordination in order to try to get into the right areas and avoid friendlies and also try to save friendlies, too, from absolute mayhem. Let's go ahead and go next door. And let's also tell our people that it's okay to go out and cut down wood. We can start doing that too. As you can see, a lot of the street has been overgrown with trees, and that's, of course, because humanity's been underground for about, I don't know, 10, 20 years or so. And so all these buildings are dilapidated and wrecked, but also trees have regrown too. We can continue our scavenging operations in the dark, but that will be way more dangerous than waiting until sunrise. Wow. That's like the sound effect from Project Zomboid when you're watching TV or hear radio. Sir, it's too dangerous for unarmed civilians to work after nightfall. Everyone will return home. Alright, so anybody working on those watchtowers is going back into the HQ building, and our scouts will still scout until we give them the order to return to base. If we stay near our base, we'll be rather safe. Our HQ building will shoot, and the civilians, I believe, can shoot from the HQ. They keep the weapons inside there for if they're attacked.
Sir, the sun is getting low. We don't know what's going to happen during the night. We can continue our scavenging operations in the dark, but that will be way more dangerous than waiting until sunrise.
Well, we need to get every morsel that we can, every bullet we can find, so continue scouting.
Carry on. We need those resources.
On your command.
Oh, an alarm's going off. We must have incoming infected. Possibly. Yeah, the pharmacy's marked raw foodstuffs, possibly groceries.
Clear.
High likelihood of finding food down there. A horde has been spotted.
Sir, we just saw a group of infected. They might not be aware of our presence yet.
All right, let's hide.
We'll stay away from them.
All right, there's the zombies there going house to house. Oh, wow. Yeah, no thank you. There's got to be another group around here somewhere, but let's just keep looting.
Receiving.
And let's not do any shooting. Look at that. You briefly saw there that those squads had a flashlight with them for nighttime. That's really cool. Okay, we got 2 hordes incoming. I believe these towers are... Oh, they're almost constructed. We're almost ready with our defenses. And they're kind of just going back and forth. They're not getting too close. I wouldn't start shooting until they got almost to our block. Alright. Now this game also is going to feature research. Now this is the pre-alpha version of the game, so we don't have the ability to do research just yet, but that will be a feature in the future. And also laws window, so if you're familiar with Frostpunk or something along those lines, edicts and other laws will help us to do things like maybe deal with rationing and also the sick, and how to do triage and whatnot. We also need to worry about the weather. 19 degrees Celsius right now, so things could get cold if we get into winter. So eventually, maybe finding winter clothing will be important. It's hard to tell where we're starting now, but it's probably safe to say that it's somewhere near spring. Alright, a horde has been spotted. They're heading towards the HQ. Let's defend it. And let's also defend our scouts, too. Let's go ahead and get them somewhere in the HQ. Alright, hold your positions. Yep, go back to HQ. Nope, get into that building. Oh, okay, the horde's going away now. We did instruct our people to hide instead of fight. Yeah, let's sneak past them. Nope, now they're coming back.
We're on the move.
Okay, we're gonna keep playing this game till daytime. Yeah.
We're on the move. Report spotted.
Let's see if we can get our people out onto the streets.
Roger. Report. Roger. For the zone.
Alright, let's fight them.
Waiting orders. Going there. On your command. Report
Okay,
spotted.
we're surrounding the horde. Crossfire, crossfire. Watch it.
They're gone.
Nice job. Good pincer move on that horde.
We're on the move.
Good job, everybody.
Report spotted.
There's another one?
Operator.
Yeah, there's going to be more hordes for sure. Alright, this will probably end around 6 a.m., so let's just keep scouting buildings. Good job, everyone. Fantastic work. Let's tell our people tomorrow to continuously gather wood
Another one incoming.
for multiple watchtowers. I can see the sun kind of coming up. That's good. Okay, another horde over there. These are light, though. They're going to get a lot more aggressive in the future.
Receiving.
This group down here hasn't found anything too notable yet other than food.
Building clear.
And let's bring this group back
On my way.
and collect those cans. Alright, cool. It's now daytime, so we can finish up our goal of finding food for the first day. And as you can see here, our resources are canned food, ammunition, metal, wood, and basic tools. And then in the upper right corner, you can see some of that stuff, too, that we can further collect, including cooked meals.
Sir, the crates are in the HQ. There might be some more resources nearby. I suggest we scavenge some more locations.
I agree.
Great. Any stock will come in handy.
Chief, I will speak on behalf of the other citizens. Let us go and adapt the buildings to suitable shelters, so we won't spend a single more night underground.
Ah. So now we're going to start capturing buildings nearby our HQ and convert them to barracks,
That sounds like a good idea.
other storage buildings, etc.
This night was easy, but there are sure to be some infected around here. We should build some defenses before the next nightfall.
I completely agree. Let's build those watchtowers.
Agree. Let's build a wooden tower.
Building clear.
All right, construction begins on those buildings.
Chief, if we want to build anything else, we need more resources. Send workers to chop down some trees. Maybe we could build some palisades with that too.
Way ahead of you, ma'am. Excellent idea.
Okay, let's gather some wood.
On your command. Operator.
Wow, this building's taking a very long time to scout out. This must be a hospital, or actually I believe this is a condo, but of course, again, all these placeholder buildings for what could be like a factory building or a hospital or a school in your town is really cool. The fact that some of these really flow together well.
Reporting.
And looks so destroyed and damaged. You can see here debris too. I think we won't be able to move around this until it's clear.
Building clear.
So interestingly enough, it'll be an obstacle until we clear it as a valuable resource, which is quite interesting.
On your command.
We're going to go around to the other side. All right, towers are complete, I believe.
Building clear.
And let's see, we're being instructed with building wooden tower. We're doing that. Adapt buildings into shelters for 40 quarters. We can go ahead and do that here in this building. Let's go ahead and make this one a shelter. And we can convert this building here for another 28, 23, 29. Be a good idea to do all these buildings, but let's do the one next to HQ. Now we
are out of resources.
have given orders to basically convert that building to a shelter.
Ready for action. On your command.
They shouldn't have to walk all that way. There we go.
Clear.
All right, house to house.
Clear. Building clear. Building clear.
There we go. We'll have those guys go to those buildings.
Ready for action.
This team is still scouting. It's going to take days. Now, the more scouts we pull from HQ, the less workers we'll have, so we certainly want more workers to finish that tower.
We're ready.
That's equally important. Let's go ahead and go across the street. Oh, horde nearby. Wait,
We're on the
careful.
move.
Let's not go over there.
Chief, there are signs of smoke. It's coming out of a building. I think there might be some people there. I recommend we go and investigate.
I agree. There could be other survivors.
Let's investigate.
Ooh. Kind of far up there. Let's go up there right away. It's almost going to be nighttime soon.
Operator.
By the time we get up there and figure out what it is, let's go into both buildings.
Waiting orders. We're ready.
Ooh, two of these team members don't even have weaponry at all. Well, I guess the default weapon is just a machete. So, yeah, we definitely need more handguns. Some of these teams are a little light, but our greatest weapon now is speed and our intelligence. So the faster that we can clear these buildings for valuable supplies, the better. All right, let's find out who or what might be in here. Now, another thing to note is that survivors could attack us. This game will not have co-op from what I understand at the moment, but there will be other raiders and other settlements to attack.
Some survivors. They've been living in terrible conditions for the last few years. We could bring them in, but will we be able to feed them?
Hell yeah, we can feed them. Now, it's unlikely that we could find survivors that are going to be friendly, too. I mean, this is actually pretty lucky. But one thing we can do with our scout teams is we can also exchange and do trading this way. So there might be factions that are friendly to us for now,
Building clear.
but eventually could turn hostile. So it's good to kind of keep an eye on them. Oh, wow. Out of ammunition there from the previous fight. Yeah, we want to stay out of fights as best we can for now.
Receiving.
Ammunition's going to be important. All right, those survivors are heading back to our base. They're going to get a
Clear.
nice meal and then, of course, some jobs in the logging industry. All right. Getting employed right after the apocalypse. That's a good deal. All right, let's keep searching.
Going there. Waiting orders.
Could find anything like an assault rifle, I'm hoping.
Building clear. Clear. Waiting
Keep
orders.
searching. Now, all these cars, too, can be used for metal, so we can gather concrete from this debris, metal from the cars, and light posts and other metallic objects on the roads, and then wood from trees
Building clear.
that are happening to grow anywhere.
Receiving.
Pretty cool. That team is still not done in that main building. That's crazy. I'm not sure if multiple teams in a building will speed it up, but that'd be kind of cool.
Operator.
All right, we're getting close to the end of the day here. Let's head back to base. It's a little far to go.
Going there. Clear. Waiting orders.
Ooh, we found some ammunition.
On my way.
We are out of resources.
All right, that's good. We found ammunition and some food. Taking a look at food, we've got 5 cans of food remaining. 7.4 ammo. I think if the scouts return to base, they should be able to replenish their ammo.
Ready.
And of course, the scout team's here doing quite good. Man, I hope we find some more stuff here. Looks like they're almost loaded up with a whole thing of food, so we might actually have to come back because we have got such a big haul. And it looks like we just need one more log to finish that conversion to a living space. It's going to be crowded for now. We got a lot of people in the HQ building. Oh, that's great. 17-meter tall building. You can see it's got a surface of 357. Workers are coming back for the night. And hopefully we'll have enough resources tomorrow.
Reporting.
Let's bring this group back too, just so everyone gets some extra ammo if they don't have it. And that's the alert for nighttime. Now, cool thing is we can name our squads, so eventually,
Another one incoming.
when we've got a lot of them, we can possibly give some of them heavy weapons to try to set up blocking positions for the Horde and make them more of an assault, like a assault recon, and other groups can kind of just be more on scavenging and scouting.
Sir, it's almost nightfall. We can already see some infected coming out of their lairs.
Get ready.
Okay. Get ready to defend the zone.
Alright, 2 out of 2, select weapon. Some of these don't have people, some of these don't have weapons.
We need more resources.
But they should be able to scout. HQ should be able to
We're ready.
fire off on these hordes.
Going there. We're on the. Kill
Let's
them.
engage that horde.
Going there. Attack. They're gone.
Nice job.
Horde spotted. Going there. Horde spotted.
Okay, another group there.
Horde spotted.
Let's make good use of our time. Let's keep scouting. Those guys are keeping their distance.
Horde spotted.
Incoming.
Clear. Going there.
Set up a block. That's a pretty big horde.
Reporting. Roger. We're on the move. We'll get them. Horde spotted.
Nice job.
Operator. We're ready.
Let them right into death. Let's keep scouting.
Horde spotted.
Another attack from the east. This one's getting bigger. Chief, we found an assault rifle. This will come in handy against some large hordes. Let's just not use up those too much ammo for nothing. Yeah.
Horde spotted. On. Roger.
Can I switch
Horde
weapons?
spotted. Going there.
Well, we could put that in the tower, but let's get inside the HQ with the assault
Horde
rifle.
spotted. Horde spotted. We're ready.
All right, can we reassign our groups?
Are pillaging a building.
Ah, there we go. Now we got our assault rifle. Let's finish them.
Horde
Back inside.
on my way. Horde spotted. way. Horde, spotted! We need stop losing men!
So that's how quickly our
Infected incoming!
teams can be taken down. Wait, did we lose? Nobody's...
We're ready.
Oh yeah, we lost one from this group. Okay, I wanted to see what would happen if we took a loss there. So we can lose individual squad mates, and if we go back to base, will they be replenished? Or possibly healed?
Reporting. Horde, spotted.
Okay, I wanted to see what it would be like to
We're on the move.
try to get reinforcements for a squad, but unfortunately there doesn't seem to be a way to do that directly. Oh, we could disband the group. Go to HQ or exchange.
We need more resources.
Not sure, but it's daytime. Let's go ahead and keep cracking again.
Roger.
And now we got an assault rifle, so we can clear all these groups out of the way. How would we heal one of our members? We might have to build a med bay. Regardless, let's start cleaning.
On my way. Going on your command.
Alright, let's scout all these buildings again.
Waiting orders. Kill them. Report. Attack.
Finish them off, boys. Are they in that building?
We're ready.
Let's stay away. Many of our workers do not have any jobs. Send them to gather resources, construct, or do work at some of the other buildings.
We're gonna see.
Waiting orders.
Let's send both these groups down.
Waiting
See if
orders.
we can put two in a building. See how that works now. Experimenting with a few more things.
Building clear.
Alright, looks like we've got one gun in there. Select weapon, but it says one. Okay.
Hostiles inbound.
Alright, they still want us to build a wooden tower. Should be all of our people working on logging. Oh, we might need to apply more scavengers. No, can't do that. Builders? Can't do that. The survivors we took may have some important knowledge that we could use. They speak of various kinds of infected animals that they encountered in other groups of survivors, but they've lost people recently. It would take some time to interrogate or integrate. Let me find some jobs and shelter for them. Yeah, let them rest. Let's get them a part of our team, and then we'll be all right. So factory workers, food, scavengers, guards. Can we put anybody into those into squads? I don't see a way to max those out or anything. Or open those up. Okay. Well, anyway, everybody should be on gathering wood so we can finish those towers and then hopefully build some palisades. Ooh, look at those trees there. There we go. Wood's coming in. Building those towers. Actually, these towers are complete. Is there a way to repair? Oh boy.
On your command.
Let's see. Scavenging process is now at 65%. Good. Hopefully that's faster with
Ready for action.
multiple teams. So a few things I think this pre-alpha needs is if we can't, we need to be able to have somebody else here. Apparently this person's dead, but they've got 100 HP, so good job at being immortal.
On my way. Horde, spotted.
And these wooden towers should be complete, unless they want us to do another one after the quest is now active, which I got no problem with. You want me to build another tower? Hell yeah, brother.
We're out of food.
Workers dying of hunger. Really? Well, we're trying to scout as quickly as we can.
We're running out of...
To all members, the infection is in decline. Seek others and rebuild.
It's IFZ who declined switch channel. Who?
Who's there?
To all survivors, the infected is in decline. Seek others and build.
That's just a pre-recorded message.
Operator, if we want to go any further, we need to reestablish long-range communications. We have to learn how to build a working antenna. A local library or university would be a good place to search for that knowledge.
Oh. So we got to do research by looking for libraries and universities. That's cool. Very cool. Oh, looks like this person who was wounded is also auto-healing, so that's good as well. Alright, well, we're kind of at the mercy of randomness in terms of food. I mean, we can only find so much by scavenging and bringing back what we can. When it comes to finding food, we're kind of just at the mercy.
Horde spotted.
And if we send out too many scouts, we won't be able to do enough building and gathering, and also we don't have enough guns, so it might be a little risky. But I'm willing to try to do another scout group just to try to make them primarily for food. They've got nothing but melee weapons, so let's not get them into any sort of combat.
Operator.
Or we're just kind of thinking about possibly coming over. Bring technical books to the HQ. Alright, there's got to be a building that's marked as a library or a university or even a bookstore. I don't see any immediately. Ah, could be down here. That might be what we're looking for. We'll go ahead and scout that out tomorrow with guns.
Reporting.
Area scavenged.
Alright, let's continue to scout.
We're on the move. On your command.
Nice. Nice. Oh, Horde getting a little close. We might be able to disband this group and then just reestablish it to get any lost members. One person not being in there is going to possibly slow down our gathering time. Or increase it, rather. I hear more trees being cut down. That's great. Couple more pieces of wood and we should be good. Lovely. Look at that. All groups are scouting. That's beautiful. Scavenging. Doing what they can.
We are out of resources.
Would be nice if the, I guess if we were nearby the HQ, if the scavengers could then, or the scouts or whomever you want to call them, would put supplies somewhere in a building where then the workers could come and gather it rather than coming back to the base. Well, we found ammo. That's good.
Operator.
This building's almost done. And another tower just needs to be complete. All right.
Clear.
Hordes will close in on us. Look at that. 4 cans of food. Okay. That's lucky.
Waiting orders. Going there.
All right, everybody come on back to base.
Infected incoming. On my way.
Bring back whatever supplies we can.
Waiting orders. Waiting orders. Reporting.
Couple of cans of food. Turning that around.
Horde spotted. Another one incoming. Receiving. We're ready.
Let's put these scout teams near the towers.
Reporting. We're ready. On my way.
All right, we'll guard the guard towers. Our people should be able to shoot out of some of these windows. Looks like there's different repair methods too for these buildings.
Ready for action. We're on the move. We're on the move. Roger. Infected incoming. We've got them.
Nice work.
On.
Okay, we need to find some more guns for the fort. For the towers, but looks like we left behind 1 canned food. Good, we can go back. So it does look like if the scouts have maxed out their inventory and can't carry something, then we can go back and easily grab it. That's important.
Receiving. Horde spotted. On your command. On my way.
We want to micro this. We got quite a few hordes coming in.
Horde eliminated.
Oh, we could scoot and shoot. Excellent.
On my way. Going there. Operator, we'll get them. We're under attack! We're ready. We've got them. They're coming towards us! Man down! Man down! They're coming towards us! Man down! Man down!
Oof.
Going there.
Alright, that's tricky. One tower is not enough to deal with those numbers, and the HQ doesn't really fire back as I was suspecting that it would.
Waiting orders.
Go ahead and see what happens if we disband these groups. Now, we should be able to get the assault rifles in that group.
Operator.
Yeah, so it gets reassigned to other people. Okay.
Operator.
So we can start entirely new squads. And so if we lose people, then we can redo it that way. Alright, yeah, that's going to happen all the time. So, but it looks like there's a pretty damn strong group here.
Roger.
Alright, good job. So yeah, interesting.
On my way. Horde spotted.
We're going to take losses, randomly inside of buildings too. So it's going to be an important thing to know how to constantly replenish the squads and return to base and use weaponry.
We're ready.
Like, we only have so many guns, so... And if they're not in the guard towers, which it looks like they were redistributed to them. But, 4 handguns, not great for guard towers.
Chief, we found some seeds in one of the buildings.
Hey!
It looks like grain. There were some farming tools as well. Maybe we could use this to start cultivating the land again.
Good idea.
Okay, bring that in.
Alright, let's go to the technical university. Alright, have a place to cook meals for the citizens. That'll make them much happier too. Good idea. I don't think they have a voice actor yet for that, so whoever they're looking for,
Reporting.
probably going to voice that third person.
On my way. On your command. Ready? Roger.
Let's get down to that technical university.
Roger. Receiving. Port spotted.
Okay, let's put everybody to work again. Let's keep gathering wood for extra buildings.
Area cleared.
Let's also gather bricks. Lots of them there. And then also metal. Not sure what will be needed for building that farm, so we'll tell everybody to go gather everything that they can. Goal now is to build 5 fields and a cookhouse for all the food. And it looks like the fields obviously need to be placed on the ground. And we can move some of this debris out of the way, and that'll make it a little easier. Especially if we want to keep things close to HQ. Can't build out in the middle of the asphalt. We'll need to build somewhere near these homes. Chief, we found a dead animal, but the thing is, it was literally shred to parts. Couldn't just be an ordinary infected. There are some teeth marks on the skin elements, and it looks like a dog's teeth. Oh boy. We have mutant doggos to fight now. Try to put down some more fields. Wheat's going to take a long time to grow. Still hard to tell what season it is. Although it more and more is seeming like autumn or early winter.
On your command.
Alright, let's scout this building here. Oh, a horde.
Now we're ready to build an antenna. Once it's operational, we'll be ready to receive distant transmissions again. And broadcast some invitations ourselves.
Ah, so we can get more survivors from the ones that we lose. It's not going to be an easy job.
Let's do this.
We're going to need some metal, too. Car wreckages can be a good source. Or we can deconstruct some buildings. Send workers to do that.
Okay.
Let's go there.
We need backup. Building clear.
Okay.
On my way.
Area secure. Good job, everybody.
Receiving.
Let's head back to base. Probably a good idea to bring food back. We're out of ammunition, and some people need health. Trying to make another quick scout group. Oh, we're not able to. Everybody's busy working. Nobody's free out of 42. We got a lot of people scavenging. Some people on guard duty. Which is interesting. It says 2, although it's 2 out of 2 plus 2 out of 2 here. So shouldn't it be 4? We've got a tower up here, of course, too. So that's another 2 out of 2. Although we have no weapons, so let's turn that off. So you can definitely picture the base with like a wall around it, and then farms and stuff inside the complex. And then as we expand, it'll be kind of like how it is in They Are Billions, where you start with your main building, and then of course you kind of start to build a few things around it and clear out all the zombies around that. Build a wall, and then you kind of add walls to your walls, and then have everything interconnected that way. Okay, we now need to build an antenna. Oh, wow. Now we can build that right around here. For WCCO4. Perfect. We're gathering that from all the cars, so that'll be fine. Farm fields are being constructed. It's going to take a while to do these jobs, as you'd imagine. Farm fields actually take wood to be constructed. Probably some fences to keep the critters out. Although it might be a good idea to lure them in. Okay, we can try to start with at least 3 fields there. 4th one. And if we could put a 5th one down, that'd be great. We'll put it across the street. But most of them in our defensive area. Okay, so now let's collect metal. Let's hope that the towers will be able to defend.
On your command. We're ready.
And that some of our scouts get healed up. So another great thing is that if it appears if if you happen to get surrounded by the Horde, you can always choose pretty much anybody to be on scout duty. These people are intelligent and hardy enough to be able to be a squad without having to go through extra training, which is good. Because if you need food, then you can send out scouts immediately.
Horde spotted.
And that's a good thing. Alright, a Horde spotted. Where could they be? Coming at us from the north. Oh, they actually have to attack the HQ in order to then finally be shot at. That's way too close, and our building will take damage. That's not good, especially when I don't think we have the option to repair.
They're breaking into our building.
Oh wow, they can burn right through structural integrity. Look at that.
That building is down.
Wow. Now, do we lose the ammo for this building being destroyed?
Our building is under attack.
Horde spotted.
Boy, those guys desperately need assault rifles. 3rd wave.
Our building is under attack.
Not that bad.
We need more resources.
Waiting orders.
All right, let's get out and start scouting.
Ready for action. Horde spotted.
All right, we got a full workday ahead of us. Our scouts are going to check new buildings for food.
Clear.
Our workers will be preparing to get more food by
Received.
going with those
Clear.
farms. And then we should build that radio tower. Maybe we can just order from Grubhub or something, get that
Building clear.
Wi-Fi connection reestablished.
Clear.
Air.
On your command. Building clear.
Yeah, we'll find something soon.
We're ready. Building clear. Building clear.
All right.
Clear.
Looking good, boys. Looking good indeed. Wow, well, that was cool. We're all out of time for today, but I'm certainly interested in seeing more from Infection-Free Zone. Certainly a promising prospect of what could be a very interesting procedurally generated game where maps are based on real-world locations. I'd like to see some military bases and some international airports held as well, so we'll be playing a lot more of this game as it develops and eventually releases sometime soon. Thanks for watching Infection-Free Zone. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thanks for leaving a like on the way out, and thank you very much for all your comments and feedback. I'd be interested to hear from you on what you think about the game and what you think would be awesome for future features, such as possibly vehicles and electricity generation on a massive scale and more. I'd love to see those types of things too. So thanks again for watching. Have a wonderful day, evening, afternoon, and a good night, folks. Thanks again.